Hello, this is Winston Cunningham. It is January 13th, 2025. And my subject for today is the highest intention produces the purest results. And however I look at it, however I wrestle with everything, this is what it comes down to. And it amounts to when Jesus was talking about the road is wide, but the road home is narrow, and few are that find it. And this is because it requires a clear purpose and a clear ideal that you're reaching for. When those two things combined, then you're on the right track. And that's how anyone can gauge their own progress, is to clarify their own purpose, whatever it is, and make sure that your ideal that you're reaching for is very clear. We can wonder, and I've done some wondering, we can wonder all we want, but when we get ready to get down to business, we pretty much know how we're doing. If a person looks a little bit deeper, they can kind of understand how they are doing in their own process of development and their ideal. Where I am with this lifetime is that I went to the School of Metaphysics, and I got into the advanced series of ways, and a part of me wanted to go on and finish the whole program, and another part was holding back, and that's the holding back is what I've dealt the most with. But I've come to appreciate the point where I stopped my studies, because that was for what I wanted to produce this lifetime. I had taken in enough information. If I just learned how to use it, then I'd be okay. And I'm okay with where I am. And I'm able to help people from where they are, because I appreciate where I am. And this word appreciation is maybe the biggest word, because acceptance is the only true beginning, because it's reaching a point to where you can see where you are in real terms. And so with that clarity, you're now ready to take your next step. And I'm ready to take another step at this point. And I appreciate where I am, because there's I keep up with my dreams every morning. But this morning, instead of a dream, I just said two words. More than two concepts. The highest ideal, purest results. And that just kept going over and over, and I said, okay, I'll just think about this, and this is what I'll talk about today. And in ways, I I kind of dance around this each time I talk to somebody, because I'm always suggesting to people that are having trouble latching on to a how-to or how to go forward, I'll suggest that they use what they know without qualifying what that is. Use what you know, and that makes room for learning more, for gaining more. Goes back to the parable of the talents. For one who has, when you recognize what you have, you're making room for more. Because when a person has something that they're making room for more, if they don't think they have anything, then they're losing what it is that they have. And that's, you can get your own concept, own understanding from the parable of the talents. But a lot of these Bible verses just kind of come together after a while. It'll come together to support your picture of where you are or where you're maybe looking to go. And I use that. After I work my dream in the morning, I'll reach up, I'll keep my books handy, and I'll get the Dreams of the Soul Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, which explains the steps to enlightenment, by Dr. Daniel Condren. That adds some significance to my dream. And of course, I pick the sutra intuitively. And then when I've done that, I'll make a note to the side where I'm working my dream. I'll make a note to the side. And then I'll get the book, Universal Language of Mind, Matthew Interpreted, and I'll do the same thing. I'll find, of course, this book is so worn, I can't thumb anymore. I just have to hear a page number, and that works for me. And so I did the same thing this morning on instead of the dream, I was working on the talk I'm going to do today, getting a little bit more clear about the ideal. And so I pulled on these two resources, and it helped me to get a better idea of what I want to say. And I come across these things every day, talking to different people, and I don't always catch it at the time that it relates to my own outpouring picture, but I need to realize that it always does. Because if I didn't need the experience that is before me, I wouldn't have it. This is not accidental. It's not coincidental. It is what comes to me is a result of what I'm putting out. And so my ideal is to develop, to use as much as I can find in myself to use this lifetime to solidify this particular part of my development. And it took me a while to understand this, but I didn't need to go get the rest of the education at School of Metaphysics, the whole thing. I didn't need that for what I wanted to produce this lifetime. I was disappointed in myself for a while that I didn't go that route. But back here somewhere I knew there was a reason. And so it took me a while to see that reason. And even for many years, for most of my life, I knew that I was going to be older than normal before I really did anything substantial. And that's what I'm doing now. It is this is what is happening, and I'm kind of putting one foot in front of the other and figuring it out as I go, and that's the whole plan, I think. I was a little bit distracted because my phone, I thought I had it fixed where there was no interferences, but there was something showed up and it kind of hesitated there for a moment. So I'm not sure about what that is, or whether it got cut off, or I'm just not sure. But I'm just learning about these machineries, or these mechanisms. But if a person uses what they know, that's using the parable of the talents. You recognizing what you have and using it. Giving it is using it. When you're giving of what you have to someone else, you are using what you know in a productive way. There's no, I think that's the highest use of what you have, is to give. And if your intention is to give, then there will be opportunities to give what you know. So I like to take advantage of those times. The narrow gate, and I've just read this, I just pulled this together from reading, I think it was page 1, either the 113 or 133 at Matthew interpreted, that to have the clear purpose and the clear ideal is the way forward. It is with this clear purpose and clear ideal, when I use undivided attention into going forward with this, then I see what I need as I need to see it. My own soul provides that, but if I'm paying attention. So when I'm going forward, when I'm using undivided attention, then I am plugged into the use of all 7 levels of mind simultaneously, even though I don't have a full understanding of all the intricacies of each level. That doesn't matter. Jesus said it like this: if thine eye be single, the body will be full of light. Light is awareness. If your intention and purpose are clear, then you will have what you need when you need it. And so I have what I have, and today I am appreciating what I have, and I like the fact that I'm able to give that, and there are ways to give that just come before me. It's the universe and I working together. The universe or God, however we want to view that. I was telling the lady I was talking to yesterday that's getting ready to go through an ordeal in Florida, and she needed to talk, and she was on her way driving there, and just needed to talk. And so I'm glad I was able to connect with her, because this was an important meeting that she was going into. And so there was an opportunity for me to give. Now, I've known this lady for a while, and familiar with the situation, and she's one of the ones that I include in my daily healing routine. And from our conversation yesterday, I was able to do a little bit more with my healing practice this morning, more specific, related to her going into this. It was a court procedure she needed to go through. So I was able to help her get into that situation. And I think she is prepared, because she said she wasn't afraid. And so she's prepared, and so I wanted to do what I could to help that situation. So I feel good about being able to help in these ways. And it's these subtle ways that it doesn't matter if other people are not familiar with it. I mean, it would be nice if everyone was familiar with these things, but each person has their own way to go. And so one of my talks is that I'm just a stepping stone. Don't try to follow me, because you've got your own path that you need to pay attention to. Now, anything I say is with the intention of helping you to get on down the road on your path, not mine. Because your intention, your purpose here, your intention will be different than mine. But the way I can help, and what I've come to understand, and that's what I'm doing now, is sharing what I understand. So by sharing what I understand, then I open a channel in myself to understand more, that is what I'm in the process of doing. And that is my whole intention for this lifetime. And it cut out again. I'm not sure what's going on there. So if this is not consistent, I apologize. Anyway, this is Winston Cunningham. And there's probably more I could say. But I think that's enough for now. I'm Winston Cunningham, and like Manny Pearl, just proud to be here. Thank you.